In Section 3 of Module 2, we'll be talking about determining income and calculating resident rent contribution. This section is very brief and is meant to give you an introduction to the Community Planning and Development Calculator and an example of determining income and rent contribution. Households must be at or below 80% of Area Median Income, also known as AMI, to be eligible for all forms of HOPWA assistance with the exception of Housing Information Services. The Department of Housing and Urban Development's Office of Community Planning and Development, known as CPD, launched the CPD Income Eligibility Calculator in 2012. The calculator is an interactive web-based tool for determining income eligibility and assistance amount for beneficiaries of CPD programs, including HOPWA. The calculator is designed for use by grantees and subrecipients of CPD programs. Users input data about each household and its members, and the calculator works to generate a summary of results for each beneficiary. We just wanted to make sure to mention and introduce the calculator, as this is a tool you may already be using or may like to explore and add to your tool belt. We have provided the link to the CPD Income Eligibility Calculator, which you can find below this video. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development publishes the annual income limits on the HUD user website, which you can find right below this presentation. Grantees and project sponsors can find the current income limits for their area or areas under Datasets. Residents receiving HOPWA rental assistance must pay as rent, including utilities, an amount which is the higher of 30% of monthly adjusted income, 10% of monthly annual income before adjustments, or welfare payments specifically designated to meet housing costs. Except for unusual circumstances, 30% of monthly adjusted income will be higher than 10% of monthly annual income. So in most cases, the resident rent contribution will be 30% of the adjusted income. This concludes Section 3 of Module 2. We now ask that you do the activity below to reinforce some of the material we have just reviewed before proceeding to Section 4.